What's up, guys? Welcome to another episode of the TMossBoss Show. And in today's episode, now I don't know if it's just people a little bit late to the party, or maybe the people that used to hate on me still got something against me. But man, it just seems like I can never shake the comments from these guys. I'm telling you, for the most part, I'll be minding my own business, doing my own thing. Like when I started streaming in the beginning of the year, I had haters joining my streams, trying to make me feel bad for past comments that I've said, thinking that I am. But if you know me by now, you know I'm not going to feel bad towards anything I say towards my haters. What else? Of course, like the tweets, YouTube videos. What else? Oh yeah, I remember there was one guy, he was like faking it, like he was trying to be cool with me, and then just out of nowhere was this, or he already had problems with me, but I guess he was, I don't know, like trying to just stir up stuff between me and him. I'm like, that's how you know you're in a very, very desperate attempt to like try to get a rise out of me, get me to get all like hostile and acting crazy towards you and stuff. Like, it takes a lot. So I'm just gonna throw that out there right now. It takes a lot, and it's nothing that any of my haters can do. Like, it has to be a much, much more higher power to get like some sort of like feeling out of me and stuff. I had to say it was just, they caught me slacking a couple of times, but for the most part, like I've held my ground. So I'm like, you know what? At the end of the day, I'm chilling. I'm living life. I'm happy. I'm just out here, doing what I do best, and that's making content for those that do support me. Not everybody in the world supports me, and I'm fine with that. I don't want everybody in the world to support me. At the end of the day, I feel like that's like how you overall keep like an entertainment like going. You are gonna have some haters out there, just preying on your downfall, overall just wanting like the worst of the worst for you. And that's why I'm like, I just don't understand how a person can have that much energy but don't have enough energy for themselves. Like, the amount of times I've told haters, like, focus on yourself, stop focusing on me. They don't. And I'm like, what do you got built up in your head about me? Like, even today, because today was the day I was able to upload videos. Or actually, was it yesterday? No, it was yesterday. Yesterday, I was able to upload videos. First video I posted was talking on the YouTube strike situation. And there was like somebody from like Just a Robots fan base commenting on the video. And I'm like, what does the video ain't, I can't remember. Let me just see when was the last time I made a video about him, because I'm like, or you know what, nah, let me type up hater. Last time I made a hating video, I was like roasting hater for 12 minutes. All right, that ain't had nothing to do with them. Advice to haters, that was a hater slash fan. Oh, that was why I did. All right, so since then, I'm like, I can't even find a video. Hold on, let me type up his name, because I'm just confused. I'm like, fam, nobody don't even be on, but have no videos with his name in the title and stuff. So yeah, I honestly, I can't remember the last time I did a video about him. Last time I did a video about a hater was in November of last year. So yeah, for the most part, I'm like, I'm just working on myself. I'm just, bettering myself as a content creator. Overall, following my own instincts and taking in my own advice about being a content creator, like not listening to these guys. It's just funny how I know the day when I blow up, they're gonna be like, oh, it was because of us. Like, we got him to that point. We got him. Like, and it's funny, if you look at any of my most viewed videos, not one of those videos have anything to do with them. Not one. Like, not even one. If you go to like just the first like few videos, or the first 10, first 15, first however, okay, you're gonna have to go through a lot of scrolling to just find like one video, because them videos don't, to me, they don't do so well. I'm like, those are probably, the videos that I've done on haters is probably some of my worst videos I've had to do. Like the fact that I had to sit down and take the time to make that content versus content that I know my fans are gonna like versus content like the messed up part about it is that the content that I'm posting like right now, like the McNasty reactions, all the other different types of videos and stuff, like content that I could have been posting years ago, you know, like when all of this stuff had happened. The fact that I'd sat down and took the time to focus on them, like that was my fault. That was all my fault. You know, I can't put the blame on anybody besides myself, you know. But as the time progressed on, I did, you know, find my way and overall focused on myself. I might have, like, you know, gotten out of rhythm a few times, but for the most part, I had to say, like, every year I've had to deal with haters. I've always have took the time to focus on myself, focus on what kind of content I could come up with, and overall just, you know, being a better content creator, you know. And it all paid off. Like I ended up like reaching out. It was funny because I'm like, last year I like, or just over it throughout like the year of gaining like almost 10,000 subscribers and stuff, did that within a year versus like it took me like a few years to get my first 10,000 subscribers. So I'm like, that's, you know, that's saying something. Like when you take the time to just really focus on yourself, like it pays off in the long run. And I don't know why that's so hard for them to understand that. You know, you would think that at some point in time, like somebody, you know, within that group would understand. I feel like some have, like, you know, understood that, where it's like, okay, like I need to stop focusing on TMossBoss, because I'm saying like a lot of people that have made videos on me aren't really doing anything right now. So, you know, when you go and just search up like any of the people, it's like there's one not too long ago, he got his channel taken down. Did he ever get his channel brought back up? He might have, or he might have like had to recreate a channel or create a new channel or something. I don't know, but anyways, um yeah, honestly, he hasn't. Nope, he hasn't came back. He got terminated from Twitter too. I was all like, dang, bruh. It's like, what you out here doing? Like, whatever you did, like, don't do that no more. I'm saying I might have gotten some strikes, but man, you got your whole channel taken down like that. That is crazy. I guess it has something to do with Tyrone Magnus, but I'm like, yeah, it's like, man, leave people alone. Like, there's people on. I have to say, like, right now, like the current state of the internet is that people just don't want to be bothered. You know, like this whole like quote unquote trolling or bullying or whatever you want to call it. It's like nobody just doesn't have like the time to deal with that. I feel like at some point in time, you know, people had the time for that type of stuff, but I feel like now, you know, in just like in the crisis that we've dealt with in the past year, and all of the other things that's happened, like I feel like a lot of people has realized like, hey, you know, I can't waste my life doing dumb stuff. I can't waste my life, you know, away doing stuff that's not going to mean anything in the long run. Like if you ask me like what I'm trying to do in my life, I'm trying to make history. You know, I'm trying to like make a name for myself. I'm trying to have people like look at my name and be like, hey, like he got me to this point. You know, I'm not trying to be like no king, no leader, but I'm just trying to be a motivator. Like at the end of the day, that's all that really matters to me, is just to be able to motivate people out there to go out and do something, you know, like just something. Like I don't care what it is. Like, you know, if you want to go bungee jumping, skydiving, you want to make your first YouTube video, your first song, first album, first TikTok, first whatever. I want to be the person to motivate you. You know, and if I can't be that, well then at least like, you know, some advice, something. Like if you're going, like my thing is like, to the people that follows me, I want to be able to leave an impact in their life. You know, like there's so many great leaders, there's so many great people out there where they've had some sort of impact on people, like Malcolm X, Tupac, Kendrick Lamar. If we're gonna really like stoop down to a super duper low level of having somebody to look up to, 6ix9ine. Find it hard to believe people look up to 6ix9ine. People idolize that man. People want to be that man. And it's crazy, but you know, there's people out there, they want to be somebody. So to those that look up to me, to those that are like, I go to TMossBoss to get motivated. I go to TMossBoss to, have some sort of guidance. And I'm like, hey, if it's me posting content that entertains you, if that's what motivates you to be somebody with your life, cool. Happy for you. I'm happy. And I hope that you can do that. My thing is like, I just want to have that domino effect in people where I do something and then they take it, do their own version of it, or double it, or times it by 10. They do something with what I gave them, and it just keeps happening over and over and over again to where they're just, it goes all the way down to like, it comes all the way back down to me. Like at the end of the day, like I really don't want to be the center of attention, but at the same time, like I do want to be like that root to, like a big giant tree or something, like if that makes sense. Like I just want to be the foundation that people, grow on and stuff. So like at the end of the, but like I said, I'm not trying to tell people what to do. I'm not trying to, because I feel like and the reason why I bring that up is because that's what I feel like a lot of my haters did. It ain't even a feeling. Like, I know that that's what my haters did. They always, like, use their fans to try to, like, downplay what I'm doing. And the funny thing about it is, like, they'll go out and say, like, oh, I never said. Like, my thing is, like, you don't have to say it, but it's the actions that you do that's, like, a person's not dumb. A person can, like, realize, like, when some shady stuff is happening. So, like, if you're going to try to, like, put that in the person's head, like, try to manipulate, like, that's, my thing is like, when you become a fan of me, when you overall become a supporter, when you become my friend, or if I call you my family, my thing is like, I don't want you to, like, treat me like a king or a god. My thing is like, I want you to be that person that's by my side, but overall is following their life, like following their paths, following, like, if you come to me for advice, of course I'm going to give you advice. If you come to me for help, of course I'm going to give you help. Anything that I can do, I will do my best at it. I will do my absolute best at it. But I don't want you to look up. That's why I'm like, with my fans, like, I don't want you guys to look at me like I'm some king or a god, or, you feel like that you have to, like, I mean, like, of course, like, treat me with respect or something, but don't, like, how can I, like, place it in words? Like, overall, don't give me the Beyonce treatment. I know I always use that as like a saying, or, something, but I'm being dead serious on that. Like, there's at times where where there's fans of mine, and I'm like, man, like, if I were to tell them to go out and do something, they would do it. But I'm like, even if it's, like, positive or negative, like, they would still go out and do it. And it's crazy that it's, like, people will do that. But I'm like, my thing is like, no, like, I try to treat everybody as if it was, like, a friend that I went to school with, So I'm like, of course I ain't going to tell my friend, hey, go out and slash this person's tires or key their car. Like, my thing is like, if you tell a friend to do that, are they really your friend, or are they a servant? Like, that's why I'm like, I don't want my fans or anybody that's in my circle or anybody that's just overall around me, I don't want them to think of themselves as a servant to me. Like, no. My thing is like, you are your own person. It's like, you ain't connected to me. You're not attached to me. Like, I don't want you to think like that. Do not think like that, okay? Like, if you're going to listen to anything that I say, listen to this. Like, do not think that you're obligated to be, like, attached to me, or, like, to overall feel like that you gotta, like, follow my commands or all that stuff. Like, no. My thing is that I want you to be able to watch my videos, listen to my music, watch my TikTok videos, and feel, like, inspired to, like, go out and do something, regardless of whatever it is. Because my thing is, like, if we're going to go back in time to when I was, like, like 10 years ago or something, when I originally, like, really started, like, created my YouTube channel and was, like, making videos and stuff, I was scared out of my mind to make videos. And it's the same friend. It's the same friend that got me into making podcasts, or got me into creating a podcast. And I'm not like no servant or no, but I make sure that I am there for her. I make sure that I'm like, hey, whenever you need help on something, I got you on that. All right. But if you guys like go back to like my early like episodes, all the way from like season one, I shouted out a friend of mine's named Angela. Now I think yeah, I think she might remember the videos. I don't know. I'll have to bring it up next time we're talking. But anyways, I remember she used to do these dancing videos back in the day. Like she used to it was like her and a friend of hers, and they would just be doing like random. I think they what was it was I think it was an Usher song. It was like some song that they were dancing to. And was it Usher or Jason Derulo? I can't remember. It's like something like DJ, like I no, it's there's so many songs out there with DJ in it, but it's like I can't even think of like the melody or it. But anyways, it was like some song that was blown up about 10 years ago, and yeah, either it was either Usher or Jason Derulo. Somebody said DJ at some point in time. I don't know, but anyways, regardless, she was posting dancing videos, and to me, I was like, dang, like I would love to do that. I would love, but I was scared. I was nervous. You know, like my thing was just like I get in front of the camera, I get the sweating. Like I didn't know like my plus my voice hadn't really kicked in and things. So 14-year-old, high pitched, voice cracking, like, you know, all these things that I can find wrong with me was all really just getting into my head. Like I was just like, you know, I was out of it. Like I wasn't who I wanted to be when it came to being a content creator. So, you know, because my thing was like the person I am today, if I was that person back when I was 14, oh man, the game would have been over with. Like, seriously, the game would have been over. I probably would have been, if I sit down and think about it, I probably would have been at like maybe a like 100,000, few 100,000. Like if I'm gonna really, you know, get ahead of myself, probably 1 million, you know, like, and that's the thing where I'm like, I say that because I'm like, I see it. I knew if I would have taken YouTube serious, if I wouldn't have been camera shy and all that crap, if I would have taken YouTube as serious as I possibly could, oh man, the game would have been over with. Like the game would have been over. If I like I said, if I was the person I was back then today, or if I was the person I am today back then, like, oh yeah, I have been killing it with YouTube. But anyways, Angela was posting them dancing videos, and it really inspired me to like start doing more like, you know, videos out of my comfort zone myself. So 2011, I got an iPad, had an iPod Touch, and I was making like talking videos. So I, you know, that was my, to me that was like my step forward. And then I created my gaming channel. I took like, I was at that point I was full blown sprinting. Like 2015, 2016, I was like Flash at that point when it just like was overall like talking on content. Oh, and then just as the time progressed, I felt like as the time progressed on, like I started, you know, I wasted all like that time and energy, and I should have saved it. But I'm glad that I, you know, did what I did back in 2015, 2016. But I slowed down. I slowed down dramatically, and it seemed like it came to a point in time where I was like, I'm gonna stop. Then I became friends with Priscilla from Four Souls, and at that point, like I was like tired, exhausted, drained. At this point, I wasn't even sprinting. I wasn't jogging, walking. I was full blown crawling. But I knew I wanted to get to some point in time, like in YouTube, where I felt comfortable. So, became friends with Priscilla from Four Souls. And at that point, sitting there just crawling. But slowly that crawling became walking. That walking became jogging. I wouldn't say that I'm sprinting, but I would say that I'm running. I'm running. I wouldn't say that I'm like Flash level, but I would say that I'm like Dash at this point from The Incredibles. Like I would say like I ain't, you know, breaking time and, you know, doing all that crap, but I would say that I'm at a point in time where I'm like I still don't feel comfortable, and I feel like even when I am like full blown sprinting Flash, breaking through time and all that stuff, I'm still not going to feel comfortable. I'm still going to feel like that I can do more. I know I can do more. I have that feeling now. I'm all like, what more content that I can bring to YouTube? Because I never settle. I never ever settle. I was sitting there when I was working out earlier. I was doing my like, you know, like my nighttime push-ups and stuff. And I was thinking, I'm like, all the stuff that I've promised, mainly more so because I'm like, if you sit down and think about it, if I'm gonna really like get honest with you guys, the like few people that I'm doing this for, of course my family, but the people that really inspired me to like go, you know, and kill it with YouTube is Four Souls, Priscilla, Four Souls, the whole gang, you know. And at the end of the day, I'm like, man, like, like I'm drained, tired, don't feel like doing anything, like just wanting to sleep. There have been nights where I've like, I'm like, you know what? Nah, I ain't gonna sleep tonight. I'm not gonna sleep. I am going to kill it with content. I'm going to record a bunch of videos, work on some music, do something, but I'm not gonna stop. So overall, I'm like, I gotta get right back up out of bed and I close my eyes for maybe like a minute. Like I try to sleep, but I'm like, there's just that part of me. I'm like, I can't sleep, I can't do it. So I'm like, I gotta work on something. So I'm like, I'll be working on gaming videos. I'll be working on something, But even tonight, I'm like, you know what? Nah, tonight's not the night where I feel like sleeping. Tonight's the night where I feel like recording a bunch of different content. So overall, at the end of the day, whether you're a fan or a hater, just expect a lot out of me. I'm not gonna stop because you tell me to stop. Ain't nobody ended my career, none of that crap. Okay, I end my own career. I start my own career. Period. Okay. So that being said, I will talk to you guys later. Thank you guys for tuning in to today's episode. I will talk to y'all later. Make sure you subscribe to one of my 31 YouTube channels. Follow me on Twitch, Twitter, TikTok, or Instagram at TMossBoss. Like my page on Facebook, TMossBoss fan page. I am once again back on my main channel. So yeah, stay tuned for the amount of content that I'm going to be bringing to that channel and my others. And yeah, and that being said, I will talk to you guys later. Thank you guys for watching and or listening, and peace.